Have you ever heard someone say, "Live your youth to the fullest, because you can't when you're old"? It's a classic, right? You see it on posters, in movies, and maybe your grandparents have even said it to you, with a nostalgic look in their eyes. For a long time, I thought this was the absolute truth. The gospel of a good life. It painted this picture of youth as a wild, vibrant, limited time-only adventure. A period where you have to cram in every single crazy experience, every risk, every late night, because the clock is ticking. And once that clock hits a certain age, say 30, 40, or 50, the party's over. The door to adventure slams shut, and you're left with, well, what? Sensible shoes and early bedtime. This idea puts so much pressure on us. It creates this frantic need to do everything right now. To travel to every country, to fall in love a dozen times, to start a revolutionary company, all before we get our first grey hair. If you're not living some epic, movie-worthy life in your 20s, you feel like you're failing. You look at your friends' highlight reels on social media and think, am I doing enough? Am I wasting my best years? It's a recipe for anxiety, for feeling like you're constantly behind in a race you didn't even know you were running. And here's the kicker. It's not just stressful, it's also not entirely true. So today, I want to challenge this idea. I want to flip the script. What if living your youth to the fullest is about a frantic sprint to an imaginary finish line? What if it's about something deeper, something that doesn't expire with age? And what if getting older isn't the end of the adventure, but just a different, equally exciting chapter? Let's talk about a new way to look at this, one that's less about pressure and more about presence. Let's start by deconstructing the original advice. Where does it come from? Mostly, it's about physical ability. And yes, it's true. Your body at 20 is probably more resilient than it will be at 70. You can pull an all-nighter and bounce back faster. You can hike a mountain with less training, survive on instant noodles for a week. And maybe your knees don't make that funny clicking sound yet. So, does that mean you should spend your youth doing physically demanding things? Absolutely. If that's what you love, climb those mountains. Run that marathon, dance until dawn. Celebrate what your body can do right now. But this is just one tiny slice of the human experience. Life isn't just a series of physical feats. And what happens if you're not an adrenaline junkie? What if your idea of a full life is reading 100 books, mastering a new language, or building a deep, meaningful connection with one or two people? Does the live fast, die young philosophy leave any room for the quiet, contemplative souls among us? It often makes them feel like they're not living correctly. The real trap of this mindset is that it frames youth as a period of asterisk. Spending asterisk, your time, your health. You re-emptying the tank because you've been told it won't be refillable later. But I want to propose a different model. Youth as a period of asterisk investment, asterisk. Instead of just burning through your energy, what if you used this time to build the foundations for a vibrant life at asterisk every asterisk age? Think about it like this. Instead of just partying every weekend, maybe you also spend some time learning how to cook a few healthy, delicious meals. That's a skill that will bring you joy and health for the next 60 years, instead of just jumping from one casual relationship to another. Maybe you invest time in understanding what you truly need in a partner and learning how to communicate with kindness and vulnerability. That's an investment in a lifetime of better relationships. Instead of just spending all your money on fleeting experiences, maybe you learn the basics of personal finance. You don't have to become a Wall Street guru, but understanding how to save and invest a little bit now can grant you incredible freedom later. The freedom to change careers, the freedom to travel when you're 50, The freedom to not be stressed about money when you want to retire. These aren't boring, adult chores. They are acts of profound self-care. They are you, today, giving a gift to you, tomorrow. Living your youth to the fullest, in this new light, is about building habits and skills that will serve you for your entire life. It's about cultivating curiosity. Ask questions, learn things, just for the sake of learning. Pick up a guitar, study art history, try coding. You might not become a rock star or a museum curator, but you are expanding your mind and your world. A curious mind doesn't get old. An engaged brain stays sharp and finds joy in discovery. Whether you're 25 or 85, it's also about building resilience. Life is going to throw curveballs at you. You will face heartbreak, failure, and loss. Your youth is a fantastic training ground for learning how to handle these moments. When you mess up, don't just brush it off and move on. Sit with it. What did you learn? How can you grow from it? Learning to be kind to yourself when you fail is one of the most important investments you can ever make. It's building the emotional muscle that will carry you through the inevitable tough times ahead. Now, let us talk about the other side of the coin. The idea that life gets boring when you get old. This is one of the biggest myths we're sold. Sure, the nature of your adventures might change, but the spirit of adventure doesn't have a sell-by date. Think of all the things that actually get better with age. Your confidence often grows. You care less about what other people think. You know who you are and what you want, and you're less afraid to ask for it. This is a superpower. This is freedom your 20-year-old self can only dream of. With age often comes a different kind of wisdom and perspective. The little things that used to stress you out just don't seem as important anymore. You have a richer understanding of the world because you've seen more of it. You've seen trends come and go. You've seen relationships evolve. You've seen yourself change. This perspective allows you to savor the present moment in a way that is difficult when you're young and constantly worried about the future and adventure. It just looks different. Maybe your adventure at 65 isn't backpacking through hostiles in Southeast Asia. Maybe it's mentoring a young person and seeing them succeed. Maybe it's starting a community garden. Maybe it's writing the novel you always had inside you. Maybe it's traveling in more comfort, with the financial freedom you built when you were younger, and truly immersing yourself in a culture instead of just rushing through it. Who's to say these adventures are any less valid or exciting? Some of the most vibrant, interesting people I know are in their 60s, 70s, and 80s. They are artists, travelers, entrepreneurs, and lifelong learners. They didn't stop living when their youth ended. They just kept evolving. Their secret is that they never stopped investing in themselves. They kept their minds curious, their bodies active in whatever way they could, and their hearts open. So let's redefine what it means to live your youth to the fullest. It's not a frantic rush to tick boxes. It is a beautiful, privileged time to lay the groundwork for a spectacular life. So yes, travel, fall in love, make mistakes, stay up too late sometimes, do the things that feel vibrant and alive, but also learn, grow, build, invest in your health, your knowledge, your relationships, and your resilience. Plant the seeds of the person you want to be at 40, 60, and 80. Cultivate the habits that will allow you to live with joy and purpose for decades to come. Because the goal isn't just to have a great youth, the goal is to have a great life. And that's an adventure that never has to end. The best parts might just be ahead of you. Thank you so much for watching. If this resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content that challenges the way we think about life. See you in the next one.